one point I'm wearing this headpiece and it weighs about 10 pounds. It's very, very heavy. But the way the costume was designed, I couldn't really move my hands much because of the elaborate capes and the things you're wearing. And so I could feel the crown headpiece falling, but I couldn't catch it myself. And so it fell and hit me in the face.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, how you doing, Jana?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Romeo.
Romeo.
Romeo, I love it, and I love the movie. And how is it for you, like, to play a character like this in this new, like, modern classic story?
It's a character that I've always dreamt of playing. I studied it in school, of course. Didn't quite understand it as much as I do now, but I'd sort of dreamt of playing Romeo. I'd done his monologues for drama school, things like that. And playing him, you know, I learned a lot about. I think you can say the themes, you know, forbidden love, passion, conflict, fate, family feuds, but, you know, being able to really experience it with Clara, who played Juliet, and Jason Isaacs, who played my dad, Derek Jacobi, who played the friar, getting to sort of live out these beautiful moments, these epic sort of moments was a real gift, and I'm so blessed to have been given that opportunity.
Yeah, I learned that you guys filming in Milan, in castles. They have the costumes and plus the music, singing. How was like the challenges for you in this environment? Because you know what I mean, it's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, I got to film in Italy for 3 months, you know, in castles. I will say though, we filmed from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. every day. And that was tough, you know, Italy, December, winter, it was pretty cold. But it was, yeah, I mean, we stayed in this tiny village called Salsa Maggiore, which is sort of like northern Italy. We stayed at this hotel where they had the Miss Universe contest once. So this town is really famous for that. And there's about 20 people in this tiny village, like literally 20 people. And our crew and cast sort of took over this hotel for 3 months, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but yeah, it was like this sort of huge family experience, and yeah, it was magical.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you have like a favorite moment from Romeo in this movie?
When Clara, who plays Juliet, when she had to kiss me the first time, she hit my mouth so hard that I bled. I was bleeding from my lip. So we got through the take, but then we had to pause for a little bit until I stopped bleeding. That was fun.
That's great. Jamie, this is the time that I have with you. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. And I hope everybody liked the movie like I did. Thank you.
Thanks, Jana. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Rebel.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Yes, very good, very good.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Lady Capulet. And I think it's a different character that you played before. Like, I think like to see you in this role. What was it for you to play her?
I mean, it was Lady Capulet's kind of one of those iconic Shakespearean roles, and many actresses over the past centuries have played this role. And I really weirdly never thought that I would play this role of this iconic mother. Maybe because years before I wasn't a mother, and then I'd just become a mother when I got offered this role, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. Maybe there's things I can find now in myself that I could bring to this that I would never thought of before. But yeah, I never would have thought of casting me in this, but I'm so glad that I did it because it's such a different type of role, even though it's a musical and people have seen me sing in and be in musicals before, but it's such a different serious role.
Yeah, I love it. I think you did a really great job, and the singing part, absolutely amazing. So how's it for you, like the costumes, like to be with that, like to have like a favorite one that you wore on
the costumes, the costumes and the production design were just exquisite in this. And we filmed in real medieval castles, like 13th century castles outside of Verona and outside of Milan in Italy. And the costumes, like, they're very burdensome, I guess you would say. So at one point I'm wearing this headpiece and it weighs about 10 pounds. It's very, very heavy. But the way the costume was designed, I couldn't really move my hands much because of the elaborate capes and the things you're wearing. And so I could feel the crown headpiece falling, but I couldn't catch it myself, and so it fell and hit me in the face. And I was like, oh my God. So there were some challenges, but then being in those real castles and wearing all the gear, it kind of really almost transported me back in time, and I think it really helped give a very different performance.
Yes, we have like a lot of versions of this story. What makes this one so special for you?
I mean, I know I've seen a lot of versions of Romeo and Juliet. When I was at school, I studied it. Then I saw the Baz Luhrmann movie and was like blown away by that. Recently, I saw it on Broadway, a production with Rachel Zegler. That was great. This one, I think, to me, it's almost, even though there's been astonishingly good productions of it with astonishingly good actors, this is very accessible. Like, to me, it's kind of like the Descendants movies, the Disney movies meets Shakespeare. And so you get all the good parts of the story, but it's very, the pop music just, to me, it really draws me in as an audience member and makes it really entertaining.
That's amazing. Rebel, I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to meet you, and I cannot wait for you to watch Brightheart. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you'll see me kick ass in Brightheart.
I know.
But for now, see Juliet and Romeo, and
Exactly.
and coming up Mother's Day, and so take your mum, and yeah, it's a very beautiful love story with some incredible music.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Timothy.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you. Had a lot of fun watching Juliet and Romeo. What was like the challenge to adapt this classic to the big screen?
Keeping it authentic is such a challenge to do anything, but here we're doing a period piece set in 1301 with horses and fire, but then we're going to have them sing their inner voice. So finding that balance, I always talk about musicals feeling like there's sort of two, right? There's the kind where there's the milkman who's singing and knows he's in a musical, and his cow knows it's in a musical, right? And that's not what we wanted. We really wanted to explore the inner lives of these characters, like inner monologue from Shakespeare, but to do it in a very modern way. But to do that, we felt we had to get the authenticity of the rest right, which meant going to Italy for real, shooting in castles for real, in the middle of the night for real. There's not a green screen in the movie. We're not on a soundstage. We are at 0 degrees in the freezing snow. I thought that was crucial to allow us then to do the other side.
Oh, that's amazing. The production design is really beautiful, and the music scenes are amazing.
Design, you're talking about like the greatest production designer in the history of production design, which I can't believe I was blessed with the chance to work with. Just the most amazing experience. So thank you for that. His work is
yes, and to find the perfect Juliet and the perfect Romeo. What was about Jamie and Clara that made you pick them?
Because I believed I could fall in love with watching them fall in love. And ultimately, that's everything. You know, casting is the one thing that if you make a mistake, you cannot come back from. There's just no way to hide if you don't have that honesty and that connection. And we did a worldwide search for Romeos and Juliets and Mercutios and Tybalts, and ultimately had to fly them all, the selected people that I felt were close, to Italy to do screen tests, because unless I could really see the two of them together and really believe that look that with them was going to be able to convey to the rest of our audience, then it would. They're two of the most famous characters in the history of literature. So boy, was the obstacle high.
Yes, and it's a trilogy, right? So I cannot wait for the next parts that we're gonna see. Anything that you can tell us that the next part what's gonna be?
The thing I can tell you about the trilogy, which is incredibly exciting and something I only learned through the journey of all this, is that when you go back from what Shakespeare based his story on, which is multiple novels from other people, and then all the way back to the actual historical records, between the years of 1301 and 1303, there was an amazingly fascinating war going on between the church and state. One of the worst popes in history, this terrible Pope Boniface, and the states were battling to take all control over all this time. And in the middle were some unbelievable characters from history, like Dante Alighieri, and of course, the Montagues and the Capulet families. So without giving specifics about where we kind of end in 1 and where we get to in 3, I can tell you it is a glorious journey that really changes the entire world and becomes the birth of this part of the world, and ultimately leads to Italy becoming Italy.
Amazing. Timothy, this is the time that I have with you. I just want to thank you so much for your time. So a lot to talk about, but so short time, but thank you so much and a lot of success. Thank you
so much. I really appreciate it.
Bye-bye. If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.